Hey guys, I'm just gonna preface this. I'll preface this by saying I might be sniffing or sniffling because of my seasonal nasal allergies. I have an allergy to dust and it makes me sniff or sniffle a little bit. Now, also, another preface here. In the next, before the end of the first 3 months of 2018, so before the end of quarter 1 2018, I am going to get a pretty decent camera where I can film weightlifting or odd lifting footage, and I will procure that camera, and I will use it in later in 2018, and I will put up some odd lifting training videos later in 2018. Right now I'm waiting for a new strength, powerlifting and strongman and weightlifting facility to open in Edmonton. There's already one. The owner already has one facility, but he's opening 2 more in the next year. So I'm waiting until he opens his second location, and that should be in January or February of next year of 2018. So, and right maybe before Christmas of this year, I will get a more expensive camera where I can film high quality odd lifting footage with it. So just letting you guys know that. Now this video today is going to be focusing on where I Paul Bocian myself get my own set of truths when it relates to the scientific or material world. And I don't follow mainstream science. I have nothing to do with mainstream science. I don't follow it. I appreciate medical science, but when it comes to answering the questions about, the big questions in life, is there a soul or spirit? Is there an afterlife? Is there life on other planets or in other galaxies? Are there multiple universes? Is the timetable of human history, is it as rigid and set as historians and other scholars and academics and university types would paint it to be? So I'm open to revisionist history, to pseudoscience, as these guys like Richard Dawkins or Sam Harris would call it. I'm into pseudoscience, pseudo-history. I don't consider it that, but that's what they call it. So they call it pseudoscience, pseudo-history, alternative history, conspiracy theory. Mostly they call it pseudoscience and pseudo-history. And sometimes they just call it childish fantasy. Guys like Sam Harris, Richard Dawkins, Penn Jillette, Bill Maher, Billy B, as I call him, Billy B, Bill Maher. All those guys would call this childish fantasy. James Randi would be another one. They consider all this pseudo-history, pseudo-science, childish fantasy, alternative history, craziness, conspiracy theories. Well, you know what? Maybe I think they're the ones who are crazy. Maybe I think Bill Maher, Richard Dawkins, the late Christopher Hitchens, Sam Harris, Michael Shermer, Penn Jillette, Teller, I think he just goes by the name Teller. Penn Jillette's partner, Teller. And I think I said Sam Harris in there. All these guys. I think they're the ones who are nuts, not me. They're the ones who are closed-minded. They have closed minds. They have closed minds. Not me. Not Paul Bocian. They're the ones who are closed-minded. They're the ones who are rigid, who are in denial. They're the ones who have this rigid ideology that everything should be based on materialism. They're materialistic. That's not me. I'm not like that. You know, they can mock things I like. So here, this is where I get my real science. This is where I get my real science. My real philosophy, my real science. I don't care about secular philosophy. I don't give a damn about secular philosophy. If it's religious philosophy or theology, then I care about it, but not secular philosophy. No secular philosophy for me. The publications where I get my real information from, my own set of truths, my own set of facts, my own set of truths, guys, is Atlantis Rising magazine. So every month, I think it actually comes out every 6 times a year. So six issues a year plus one special issue, so 7 times a year actually. I get it from Atlantis Rising magazine. I get it from World Explorer magazine, and World Explorer magazine comes out the same 7 times a year. And I get it from one of my favorite non-fiction documentary style TV shows, Ancient Aliens. And as you see, what does it say on my shirt? It says Ancient Aliens right on my shirt. And below that you'll see the Visionary, the Polymath, the Genius, Giorgio A. His name is Giorgio A. Tsoukalos. Giorgio A. Tsoukalos. With all the gelled up hair here. You might not be able to see it that well. Giorgio A. Tsoukalos. Giorgio A. Tsoukalos. And he is a brilliant man, Mr. Tsoukalos is. And he's Giorgio A. Tsoukalos is just one of these brilliant visionaries, these brilliant polymaths. Sorry. There's others. There's more others in this community of enlightened spiritual thinkers. It's not just Giorgio A. Tsoukalos out there. There's David Hatcher Childress, or David H. Childress, as he wants to be known sometimes. Sometimes he abbreviates his middle name to just H. Sometimes it's Hatcher. So David Hatcher Childress or David H. Childress. Dr. Robert M. Schoch, Ph.D. Dr. Robert M. Schoch, Ph.D. Obviously, one of the OGs of the movement, Eric Von Daniken. Eric Von Daniken, wrote one of the greatest, books on this subject, Chariots of the Gods. And there's Graham Hancock. There's so many, right? So who would I rather believe? Would I believe Bill Maher, Penn Jillette, Teller, Richard Dawkins, Michael Shermer, the late Christopher Hitchens, or Sam Harris? No, I wouldn't believe them, because they're materialists. They're materialists. They're closed-minded individuals. I can't believe what they say. It's like in that the great Insane Clown Posse track, the song Miracles. The way Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope of the Insane Clown Posse see the world, they see the natural world as a place of wonderment, as a world full of miracles, with the innocence in their hearts of children. So they're not these cold, emotionally distant scientists. They are enlightened, spiritual, lyrical, hip-hop artists. I don't want to hear it from a scientist, just like the Insane Clown Posse say in that song. I don't want to hear this stuff from a scientist. I think they say, they be lying and getting me pissed. And I agree, they do lie. They do lie. And I'll put all the Wikipedia links. I'll put the lyric, the few verses or bars from Miracles by ICP that I quoted. I misquoted it, but I'll put that as text information below this video. I'll put Wikipedia links to everybody I'm talking about. So not just the atheists, but also the enlightened thinkers. One of the OGs that we lost about 7 years ago is Zechariah Sitchin, I think his name is. I don't know if it's pronounced Zechariah Stitchin or Zechariah Sitchin, but he's another OG we lost. And thinkers of that ilk, so Zechariah Sitchin, Eric Von Daniken, Giorgio A. Tsoukalos, the man on my shirt, Giorgio A. Tsoukalos, Graham Hancock, David Hatcher Childress, Dr. Robert M. Schoch. These guys are the guys that are open-minded, and you know. Now that I think of it, I forgot the host of the current host of Coast to Coast AM, George Nori. He's another OG. He's still going at it. He's still spreading truths. George Nori. So who am I going to believe? I'm going to believe the enlightened guys, the spiritual guys, the open-minded guys. So where do I get my science from? I get my set of truths from Atlantis Rising magazine, World Explorer magazine, and of course the television show Ancient Aliens. That's right, Ancient Aliens, guys. Ancient Aliens. Ancient Aliens. Ancient Aliens. Personally, I would identify myself as a Juggalo Christian. A Juggalo Christian. That's how I self-identify. But I'm also open to the ideas of these enlightened men. Giorgio A. Tsoukalos, David Hatcher Childress, Eric Von Daniken, Zechariah Sitchin, Graham Hancock, Dr. Robert M. Schoch, George Nori, and there's others. I'll list all these great polymaths and visionaries in Wikipedia text links below this video. But this is where you get your real science, guys. Not Richard Dawkins, not Richard Dawkins, not Michael Shermer, not Sam Harris. You get it from a place like this, Ancient Aliens. So, guys, keep an open mind. Don't be like Bill Maher with this. Don't be like Richard Dawkins. Don't be like Michael Shermer. Don't be like Sam Harris. Don't be like Penn Jillette. Don't be like Teller here, guys. Don't be like that. Don't be cynical. Don't be a cynical, narcissistic, materialist atheist. Don't be like that. Do not do that, guys. It's not worth it. It's just going to lead you down a path of having a closed mind, and lead you down a path of having a very shallow view of the world, of the galaxy, of the universe, of the multiverse, or multiverses. So don't follow those guys. Follow the open-minded guys. And I'm going to give two last shout-outs here. One is to Rabbi William Schnebelin. Rabbi William Schnebelin, otherwise known as Bill Schnebelin. Rabbi William Schnebelin. He's been also an influence on the way I think about the world. And another one, another shout out goes out to, I know him on YouTube as Hellbound Heathen. Now this man's a Wiccan, possibly a druid or a pagan, but he's still a very enlightened, intelligent, and spiritual man. I'm talking about Hellbound Heathen, or I can't remember his other name that he uses, but his YouTube channel is Hellbound Heathen. I will link you both to Bill Schnebelin's two channels. I will link you to Hellbound Heathen's channels. I think Hellbound Heathen actually only has one channel, but you know, Bill Schnebelin, Rabbi William Schnebelin, and Rabbi William Schnebelin and Hellbound Heathen, they don't agree with each other, they don't like each other, you know, but each of them has wisdom. You know, I'm not going to blindly follow strictly Bill Schnebelin here, or Hellbound Heathen. You know, there's a place in the middle where their ideas can meet. And I will link you guys to Bill Schnebelin's YouTube channel, and to also the Now You See TV YouTube channel, and to Hellbound Heathen's channel. Because all you know, Bill Schnebelin has good ideas here. Bill Schnebelin has some great ideas. Yet again, so does Hellbound Heathen. Hellbound Heathen has some very, how would I put them? Very reasonable and balanced ideas about the world. So there's commonality to be found even between individuals who seem like polar opposites. So Bill Schnebelin, Rabbi William Schnebelin, may seem like a polar opposite from Hellbound Heathen, but really there's some common ground between them. They both have good ideas, and I wish that they could, you know, have a debate on YouTube and meet up in person, have a debate, and that they could come together and, you know, find some common ground there, build some consensus, if you will. But personally, I believe the guys who believe in the higher realm, the spiritual realm. So you gotta believe in, you gotta follow, you gotta listen to people who believe in the higher realm, the higher realm. I don't know how, you know, the spiritual world, the higher realm, not just this material, boring, at times, world. And when it comes down to it, am I going to listen to Richard Dawkins, or am I going to listen to, let's say, Giorgio A. Tsoukalos? So, Richard Dawkins, Giorgio A. Tsoukalos. Who am I going to listen to? Richard Dawkins or Giorgio A. Tsoukalos? I'm going to listen to Giorgio A. Tsoukalos, because he's open-minded, he's enlightened, and he's spiritual. And guys, I want you to watch the television show. It's on H2, a channel related to the History Channel. You can get it in virtually every country in the world. H2, sometimes it might appear on the History Channel. I want you to watch Ancient Aliens. I want you to at least buy one issue of Atlantis Rising magazine and one issue of World Explorer magazine. So buy an issue of Atlantis Rising, buy an issue of World Explorer magazine, and see that there's a different viewpoint. It doesn't have to be like Richard Dawkins or Bill Maher or Penn Jillette. There's a different viewpoint, and it's a better viewpoint than the viewpoints they have. And I'm also going to shout out Michael A. Cremo, otherwise known as the Forbidden Archaeologist. Michael A. Cremo, otherwise known as the Forbidden Archaeologist. And why is he known as the Forbidden Archaeologist? That would be because he has the better answers than traditional Orthodox archaeologists. He has better answers than they do. So all these eggheads, these archaeologists, these eggheads at the universities around the world, they try to blackball Michael A. Cremo. But Michael A. Cremo is the man who speaks the truth. Not all these egghead, nerd, bookworm, atheist, cowardly archaeologists and other types of scientists that are all preaching their very materialistic worldview within the campuses of the universities of the world. Not those guys. Don't listen to those guys. Michael A. Cremo is much more credible. Giorgio A. Tsoukalos is much more credible. Bill Schneebelen is much more credible. Pastor Ed Decker is much more credible. In fact, let's even go into the music world, the hip-hop world here. Vinnie Paz of Jedi Mind Tricks is much more credible. Immortal Technique is much more credible. Diabolic, the rapper, is much more credible. Rascas, the rapper Rascas, is much more credible. So those are the credible guys, not the Richard Dawkins types, guys. So where does Paul Bocian, the odd lifting champion of Canada in the super heavyweight / open weight class, where does he get his real science? Ancient Aliens, Coast to Coast AM, Atlantis Rising magazine, and World Explorer magazine. And I'll put all the relevant links, Wikipedia links, the Insane Clown Posse lyrics from Miracles, and there's going to be a lot of stuff to unpack, guys, in the text information I'll put below the video. But check it all out, enlighten yourself, make yourself a more artistic, spiritual, enlightened individual, and check all the information in the links I give you out. I appreciate you guys for listening to this rant. There's a lot to unpack. I'll put all the information below the video and text. There'll be Wikipedia links, other types of links to other websites. But keep an open mind, guys. Keep an open mind. Keep an open mind. That's the most important thing. Don't be closed-minded like Penn Jillette. Keep an open mind when it comes to the truth. The truth. the truths, the reality, the truth, the higher realm. Keep an open mind. Keep an open mind. That's the most important thing. When it comes to the truths of the universe, of the multiverses, keep an open mind. Don't listen to a scientist who is an atheist. Keep an open mind. Keep your mind open. Keep an open mind, like the Insane Clown Posse, guys. Keep an open mind.